Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 11, Chapter 25. Who Am I? Part 2 of 2. Each country is but a room in the mansion of God. Serve others with reverence. That is the easiest and best method to cognize the divine content in each. Since all are His forms, His sparks, His children, feel that kinship with every community, pray for the welfare and prosperity of all mankind, whatever the political boundaries which might shut them from one another. Until recently, there was no Pakistan. It is a creature of political strategy, of human weakness or foible. Do not think of them as anything but artificial arrangements. Let not your love be curtailed. Pray that tolerance and understanding shall prevail, and that love and cooperation hold sway. More and more among mankind, whatever appellation may be, Russian, Chinese, Pakistani, Indian, or American, each country is but a room in the mansion of God. Small minds select narrow roads. Expand your mental vision and take to the broad road of helpfulness, compassion, and service. Pain and grief toughen your moral fiber. Sadhakas, aspirants of self-realization, are like mansions. They have to lay bricks and raise the wall higher and higher. That is the upward vision. Others are akin to well diggers. They get lower and lower. That is the downward vision. Be like the spire piercing the sky. Shower Ananda on others. Lead them along the godly way. Be an example in sincerity and earnestness. Partake in bhajan and nama sankirtan, singing of God's names. Share in the singing loudly and with enthusiasm. Some ask me, why should we sing aloud? Isn't it enough if we feel it in the silence of the mind? I know all this is mere dry Vedanta. They are prepared to advise others in the Samiti, but are unwilling to practice the advice themselves. Two friends were remarkable for their sloth. One of them had to catch a train at 3 a.m. So he asked his friend to wake him up at 2:30 a.m. itself, for he had no faith in himself. The friend was even more of a sloth. He wanted that he should be awakened by his friend at 2:15 a.m., so that he could wake the same fellow at 2:30. How can anything be accomplished by such men? Develop a calm, unruffled serenity of mind. Welcome pain and grief, for they toughen the moral fiber. They reveal hidden sources of courage and hardihood. They appear to affect your career, but the real you is unaffected. The real you is the I that wakes, dreams, and sleeps. While asleep, you are unaware whether you are a man, a bird, a beast, or a tree. Curious assortments of family members of Shiva. Here, at Dharwar and Hubli, we have a large number of Shiva Bhaktas devoted to the Shiva aspect of divinity. Shiva is the supreme exemplar of serenity. Shiva, according to the Puranas, has a curious assortment of family members, yet each one is so calm and without agitation that the divine family exists in peace and concord. Shiva has a snake on his arms, around his neck, on his head, around his waist. One of his sons, Kumara, rides on a peacock, which attacks snakes. Another rides on a mouse, which the snake feeds on. One son has a head, the head of the elephant, which whets the appetite of the lion, which is the vehicle used by Durga, the consort of Shiva, who is so inseparable that she is the left half of the body of Shiva himself. Nor is the lion friendly by nature to the bull, which the Lord Shiva himself has as his vehicle. Shiva has fire on the central point of his brow, and water, the river Ganga, on his head, both incompatible. Imagine how loving, how cooperative the various components have to be to render life in Kailash smooth and happy. It all depends on the mind and its proper discipline. The weapon of love will disarm every opponent. Love begets love. It will be reflected back. It will have only love as reaction. Shout love. The echo from the other person's heart will also be love. Walk on the path of righteousness, Dharma. That is what all appreciate. Dharma means morality, the control of passions and emotions, and directing them along beneficial channels. If you have no greed or hatred, you will get good sleep also. There is no need to swallow sleeping tablets. Now life has become artificial. There is no art or heart in life. It has become mere fish-lal type of life, for consider how fish stinks, though all its life is spent in water. Better to be mad for God than be mad for money. Wake up every day to the singing of the glory of God, for if God does not exist, what is it that exists? Live every day in that joy, with that inspiration as your companion. Some Samitis have reported that they are beginning Naga Sankirtan one day in the week or 2 days in the month. That is no sincere sadhana. What do you lose? How much of ancestral property have you to sell? If you are to have Naga Sankirtan every morning, have it every day. Immerse yourself in that discipline and imbibe that bliss. Do not fear people who call you mad, when you know and when your heart tells you that it is a joyful experience. Carry on in spite of calumny and criticism. It is far better to be mad for God than be mad for money or wife or children. If only more people suffer from God madness, the world will be a much happier place. Tyage naike amritatva manashahu. It is by renunciation alone that immortality can be experienced. Renounce the petty pleasures and tread the path towards the supreme Ananda, which is God. You say enjoy, but it is when you end joy that you can really enjoy. These petty joys must end. The pursuit of tawdry tinsel should stop. Then the mind will fix itself on the highest joy. I find here a vast ocean of piety and spiritual aspiration. When there are such large numbers of seekers in Darwar, Why is the city overclouded with anxiety and dread? Carry to every door the name of God, and let the clouds be illumined by love and reverence. Let every street in the towns, every village in the state, ring with the adoration of the Almighty. Let every sunrise sing of Rama, Ishvara, Shankara, or Krishna. Any name is effective, provided it is suffused with the divine essence of love. Branches, twigs, leaves, flowers, and fruits may appear to be different in color, feel, taste, smell, etc., but all are products of the earth, drawing sustenance from the soil and the sun. Live together in love, live in peace, live in service. I bless that you succeed in this noble endeavor. End of part 2 of 2, Dharwar, May 15th, 1971. You come to Prashanti Nilayam as cars come to a workshop. You must go out with a new paint, with all the damaged and loose bolts and nuts replaced, with the engine cleaned and reconditioned. Every part spick and span, beautiful, trouble-free, in perfect trim, ready on to speed in the journey that lies ahead. Every bad habit has to be replaced by a good one. No trace of vice must be allowed to persist. The heart must be drained of all egoism. That is the fruit of this pilgrimage that you must acquire. Let this be your resolution. Sri Sathya Sai Baba.